Namaste, good afternoon, Sat Sri Akal, Adab. Welcome to my live session on Pure Soul with Yoga after a very long time. Um, Starting with yoga. Today, my topic is yoga for healthy relationships. But the saying goes about yoga in Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Karmashu Kaushalam, which means if a work is worth doing, do it well or else don't do it. Okay, so I got digressed in between because I have my own individual journey to live, my own ups and downs. Life goes through all of us. We practice, we say, to be in a state of awareness of our actions, of our thoughts, of what we say, but silently, what attacks us is what is filled in our subconscious. Now, this is what we need to take into accountability at any present moment of time, especially when we decide goals for ourselves. Now, India has been a land of rich culture, rich heritage. We've known to be rich because of our culture, because of our inherent knowledge that we have got through our yogis, the tapasvis, the sadhus, and all that is mentioned in our scriptures, the Vedas, the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Puran, Yoga Sutras, and many more. So they talk about various different philosophies, but ultimately it's to be understanding why yoga is practice. Yoga is practice so that we excel in one thing completely. If people have various choices, they want to get married, they don't want to get married. Nowadays, the times have changed, times have evolved. In the earlier times, if I talk about relationships, there was much simplicity, and so to say, in India, the groom and the bride before marriage were not shown each other's photograph, forget meeting one another, and their marriages were fixed, and those marriages lasted till the end because the idea of marriage was to be devotional, was to give, was to share, was to fulfill responsibilities and duties. When Hindi cinema did not come into picture to influence people's mind as to how things should be done and what all you need to color your life. See, I have a short story of two fishermen. The two fishermen were friends. They used to go to the uh, river every time to, because it was their profession to sell fish and earn their bread and butter. So the friend of another fisherman, we can name them as Ramu and Shamu. Okay, so Shamu told Ramu that why do you catch only limited fishes? If you catch more fishes than required, you will have more money. So Ramu uh, looked at him and he said, okay, what happens then? So he explained, if you have more money, you can do more business. So he says, then what happens? So he says, if you do more business, you can have a bigger shop, and you can, have a bigger house and luxurious lifestyle, etc. So you should have some business sense, and you should try to, uh, you know, you should slog more, you should hustle more, you should work more harder. And so Ramu asked Shamu that, okay, so when I reach there, what happens? When I have a better lifestyle and a bigger house, what happens then? So Shamu says, then you will have your peace of mind, you will be happy. Ramu said, I'm peaceful right now. So then what's wrong? So, what do we learn from this story? The story is about perspective as to what do you consider as peace of mind. If achieving X kind of goals is what is going to give you your peace of mind. If you feel a strong urge about it, whether you want to get married, you don't want to get married, it's a decision one has to make. Now, when people get into live-in relationships, when people try to divide and say that they're going to share responsibilities of the household duties and the finances, it's all right. It's perfectly all right to guard your self-respect. But when I say India has been very rich in their culture and heritage, it's because we have had a concept of family where people learn how to sacrifice for another, for uplifting one another by doing higher actions. Because it is when you practice higher actions and qualitative work is when you reach to the highest of your potential. When you talk about the concept of God or divinity inside you, you will reach there only when you do your daily work in that fashion and you be consistent in that work. Okay, whatever smallest of the smallest thing it could be, or the biggest of the biggest thing. Now, see, we all know this, but we keep forgetting all this. And so it is not about anybody else trying to um, complete me, or when we fall into this trap of a perfect relationship and a perfect man or a woman, and they will fulfill my desire, and they will fulfill my dreams, and I have to marry only that particular person and be loyal only to that particular person. See, um, the if I use the Hindi word viva and Urdu word shadi. Okay, when we talk about shadi, we can refer to the legal way of getting married. Okay, but in the earlier times, in the olden times, in the Aryan civilization, what happened is if a woman saw a man, whether it is a swayamvar or even in the story of Ram and Sita, and in her mind she decides that I am attracted to this man. Now, this attraction may start at the physical level, but it actually any kind of energy that pulls you is connecting you not just at the physical level but also at the emotional, mental, psychological, social, moral, and spiritual level. Okay. Nowadays, when people say that they want to meet the groom and the bride before marriage, I'm not saying that you should blindly get married, but when they want to meet and they want to talk, they should be at least focused. They should know that these are the levels that they need to connect on to have a fulfilling marriage. But unfortunately, what's happening is people are going by the clock. It's time to get married. It's time that parents are pressurizing, society is pressurizing what will happen if this happens, that happens, if I don't live up to the expectations of people. People are getting married, people are getting divorces, people are not having any kind of reasoning for their compatibility, except for the fact that if money is good, looks are good, degrees are good, that's enough for anybody to get settled down. And that's saddening. That is where the breakage is happening. That is where India or Indians are slowly slipping into Western culture, Westernization. It's time we reevaluate. It's time we think about it. It's time we get awakened to this fact that there is nothing wrong in bonding or having relationship, but it should not be like a tug of war that the both husband and wife or partners use each other's fear to hold them in the relationship, and not trying to set them free, because it takes a lot of strength, it takes immense strength to set another person free, because once you set them free, they might not just stick around with you. That is the fear one carries, and then they start behaving animalistic. The reason of pushing your thoughts and your ideas on someone else and trying to fulfill your dreams through your children is only because you could not accomplish something. I don't think anybody has any right to impose their dreams and ambitions on their children. because they are born with their own individuality, with their own set of ideas, their own samskaras, their own energy, and they must get to explore. The only thing family can do is to support them, not to impose anything on them. You can guide them, you can show them the difference between what could be right for them, what could be wrong for them, but that's all about it. You can't go ahead and impose your um, thoughts, your ideas, your emotions, your energy, your ambitions on them. I'm sorry. This is all from me as of now on healthy relationships. Stay tuned for more and please send me your queries. I will be awaiting your comments. Thank you so much for your valuable time. You have a great day ahead. Namaste.